Okay, we're on second half segment. David Kaas is my guest today. David wants to run for president, and I encourage that and I accept that because I've met David, I've talked to David, and I believe he is sincere, and he is not part of the political process. The political process, the Ron Paul that you folks have been supporting for the last 10 years, and me too. Me too. I've had Ron Paul on the cover. I've spoken with Ron Paul. I met Ron Paul. He was a subscriber of mine for 10 years. He's aware of everything that's going on, but he's also a part of the problem, and he's took millions of your dollars. He won't run as an independent, and his son, who you patriots out there put into office because you thought he would be another one. You thought he would be following in his father's footsteps. You thought he might care about the American people, and the fact is, out of 400 some odd congressmen, Ron Paul rises right to the top, cream of the crop. But when it finally boils down, you finally boil it down, he is still working for the banksters. He is still carrying on. He is still working for the politicians. And he's got 400 and some odd good buddies out there that sold you out. Get rid of these sick people in the chat rooms. Thank you. Now,
you can tell by the names, Clayton. Sick.
They don't even pick those. They don't even pick that names. That's just God at work trying to.
Right. That's the angels. Sick, sad, icky.
and of course, Ted or Icky B down there. Yeah, I know Ron Paul's in your camp because he doesn't talk about you, and Alex Jones doesn't talk about you, and I will.
Exactly.
And I'm still not your brother, you dumb sucker. You know, I ain't your brother, and I ain't your friend, and you don't have any business being in my room. You know, I'm tired of this, David. I'm tired of fighting with these people and arguing with these people. I'm going to write books. I'm going to write fiction books, and I'm tired of the Patriot movement. The Patriot movement has either been dumbed down or sold out. Well, you know, Clay smokes marijuana. He wants to legalize marijuana. You know shit, Sherlock. It's a $1 trillion crop, and you want to give it to Red China? Excuse me? What's wrong with that?
Well, the people have been dumbed down, like you say, and the majority of our populace that is voting right at the moment doesn't even know what they're voting for. And so, granted, it looks real bad for this country at the moment. But in the next few months, they're going to be told, and they're going to understand because the veil is going to be lifted from their eyes, and they're going to see for the very first time just what's actually been going on to them for their whole lifetimes. And their parents won't admit it, and their parents won't be able to do anything about it, but it's time for us, Clayton, to call together the majority of our voting populace, and that's the 19 to 32-year-olds. And those are the ones that are working, the ones that are going to be going to work for the next 40 years, and these are the ones that really need to hear this message, and they will take it seriously because they have everything to lose. And the ones that are in place now, the ones that are sitting in their homes and driving in their nice cars and got their fat bank accounts, they're probably not going to listen to us at all. They'll go with the flow and vote for Democrat or Republican again. So I don't really have much time for them, and I love them all, but hey, you know, you're only here for as long as you last.
Well, let me. I'm sure this will be upset some of my Christian friends out there. but this is the Free American Show, and I don't mince words, and I don't necessarily watch my language. But I've been kicked off of radio shows for quoting the president. It's that Constitution's just a goddamn piece of paper. This would be so much easier if it was a dictatorship and I was a dictator. Come on, folks. They're telling you what they are. They're telling you to do that. And
well, Clay, I'll tell you, one thing that's amazed me is that in the situation we're in right now, with all of our housing going up for grabs and our jobs all being laid off and closing down, not one politician has said a word about reforming our tax laws or stimulating our economy or any of this. And this is just one big clear sign that they're all corrupted. Now, I just listed on your chat board what can be found at SeriousTaxReform.com, and that is our new plan to even out the taxes and make the system work. And along with this new plan is what's known as the subprime mortgage solution, which will put all of our homes back in our own possession and clear the playing field, so to speak, of all this debt that we've had piled upon us since our grandparents' days. So, like I say, none of the Democrats or Republicans are even discussing or hinting about anything new for taxes or for what they're going to do about the housing crisis. So I'd like all your listeners out there to take a look at SeriousTaxReform.com and read through it and see if you don't agree with me that this is the only plan, financially speaking, that we can do right now. And that is to declare a Jubilee year, which will clear all debts, and then start the engine again and get it running in this country. And
what about the monetary system? Now, we know what do we do about the banking system? Now, the Federal Reserve is a problem. The Federal Reserve, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank's the communist banking system is the problem. But I'm not real hot on the idea of putting all the money and the printing of the money into the hands of Congress either.
Oh no.
Now, if we were on a resource-based economy and we're supporting and backing the farmers and supporting and backing the people in the neighborhoods, I mean, my plan for Liberty Village, David, could take place in one square block in a neighborhood. It could. All you'd have to do is put solar and wind on the roof of your house, a magnetic generator in the garage, which is, by the way, barred is a threat to national security. That's why we don't have the magnetic generators in our garage that they have in Australia.
Yep.
And your house, the living in the house, you could be selling your electricity basically to your next door neighbor who hasn't had the insight or the foresight to put up solar and wind. And your house could be supporting you by selling electricity back to the power company, and instead of sending their money to people to build dangerous atomic, it's like what they've done is separate us. Oh, you're a conservative? Well, I'm a liberal. Well, you're a Republican? Well, I'm a Democrat. That's divide and conquer. Why can't we think as individuals and Americans? I mean, to me, that's what what you're talking about, what your campaign is, what my idea is. I don't want any laws against victimless crimes. if this was marijuana I was smoking, and if I was in Texas, could the police kick in my door and come in and arrest me? Well, they have done that, and they are doing that, and we've got more people in prison. Prison is an industry in America, and it's basically legalized slavery. And we've got more Americans in prison, on parole, on probation than any other country in the world, including all the communist countries. David, I mean, that don't sound like we live in the land of the free and the home of the brave, does it?
No, it does not. Not anymore, Clayton. Not anymore. Well, as I said, the time of tribulation will be upon us soon. And what we're going to be tribulating about is who we're going to elect, how we're going to handle this problem, or all these problems that have been amounting for the last 30 years on us. And, it's going to be a big question for those people out there. You and I know exactly what has to happen. We know exactly where the problems are at, and we know just what to do about it if we get the vote. But that's what the tribulation is going to be about in our general public this summer. And I don't look forward to it, and I feel for everybody out there, but that's why we talk the way we talk. We talk just like they do. We communicate. We don't get up on a podium and read some speech that somebody wrote for us that has nothing to do with anything that concerns the everyday man and woman out there. We talk about real stuff. You talk about real power generated from your home, real gardens in your backyard, real everything, and I love it, and I'm all for it. But we have a couple problems to take care of, and one of them is on the single person level. That's what you're talking about. The other problems are with the high ups, the way this country's run, the policies that we have adopted for our military, the United Nations policy where they're able to use us to go and beat up upon these smaller nations in the world. This all has to be changed. This all has to be undone, and I'm ready and willing to do it. But we need the vote, and we need some support. Like I said, some financial support. I know you do, and I do as well. But I'd just like to ask the listeners out there to once again, please send a donation to Clayton. $5, $10, whatever you got. $20. I saw someone in the chat where say $20 is nothing nowadays, and it's not. It's a hamburger, a French fry, and maybe a drink or two at a McDonald's. But send it to Clayton, and he will put it to work. And I'll tell you, Clayton, you've reached more people in the last 20 years than anybody's ever reached in their lifetimes. I swear. And the funny thing about it is you're still going full blast. You're not burning out, and you're not tiring down. And that's what I love about you. We can do it, Clayton. I know we can. I know we're getting the people on the chat board nowadays that want to hear the information, that want to know what's going on. And actually, what's happening right now is the veil's being lifted, and they're all starting to see just exactly what you've been talking about for all this time.
We've got people on the chat room here. We've got look at this crap that they're putting out, and they're blaming me for kicking them. Oh boy, aren't they great? I'm not trying to deny anything, you idiots. You are idiots. You are idiots. You're going out there, you're trying to find a proper... Well, look what Clay called me an asshole. Clay said this. Clay, look, we got pictures of him smoking something in a pipe. Oh, scare me. You people are idiots. You're juveniles. You're children. You're acting like 14-year-old kids. Look, see how he tries to deny... I don't try to deny anything. Matter of fact, I just kind of in the mood here. I'm kind of in the mood to play just a little song to show you people. I allow these people to stay open. I let these people stay on here because basically, Lynn has gone out. We've got over 900 people on Facebook. We're putting this out on Twitter. We're doing this. We're doing this all over the country. We are growing. We've got new ISPs that are solving every problem out there. We're doing all that, and it's well, you know, you want to find out. Yes, I'm on the air. Yeah, sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes that happens. And
Well,
I'm also, you know, we're also just human. But I am a biker. I am an old biker. I don't put up with any shit. And I just need to do a song for these people out there.
I would love a song.
In the grocery store, all the kids look at me like they thought I was Santa Claus. And their mamas don't like it, so they turn the shopping carts around. Mama shoots me a dirty look. She thinks I'm just a greasy rebel without a cause. But it's fear that mostly makes them people put us down. But I like to ride big motorcycles, and I like to eat pussy too. I like to kick the shit out of punkers and faggots, and if you don't like it...
Yeah. Oops. I forgot the punchline.
That's right. I like to ride big motorcycles, and I like to eat pussy too. And I like to kick the shit out of punkers and faggots, and if you don't like it, fuck you.
Alright, that's enough of the profanity, but this is the Free American Hour, and yeah, I've done that, yeah, I've said that, and yeah, I may say it again, and I frankly don't care.
I don't either, Clayton. I don't either at all.
You know, if that song just offended some Christian, too bad. I'm sorry. You know, David, I believe these religions have been used to control mankind for about 6,000 years. You know?
Clayton, you know what the word fuck actually means? It means fornicate under the consent of the king, and the king was King Henry VIII in the 1500s. He wanted to have sex with more than one woman, so he had to make up a seal, which he sold for a tax, and any man could come and buy it, and then he could fornicate under the consent of the king. So, you know, the trouble with religions and churches and whatnot, they don't even know what they're talking about nowadays, and they don't got a clue to what's really going on. But anybody that gets offended by anybody's language really doesn't know much about language to begin with.
Well, you know, what I am leaning towards a new age type of attitude. I'll be accused of being new age. But, you know, I kind of believe that God is alive and well on the internet. You know, I think burning bushes are passe. And, you know, some people hear voices. You've heard voices. Now, you know, if you listen to psychiatry, that means you're crazy. You know, you hear voices, But the more we get into research, the more we find out that you can actually go down mentally to a atomic level. And, you know, the whole definition of love, you talked about the definition of fuck. Let me tell you the definition of love, folks. That's your level of vibrational energy. And if you're one of these scumbag trolls out there that are calling everybody names, hiding behind, you know, their cloak of the internet, you know, then you're on the lowest level of vibrational energy. That's why they can't say anything positive. That's why they only got bullshit. That's why they only got negative things to say. Because they're a little above on the evolutionary scale, on the level of vibrational energy scale. They're slightly above a worm.
Well, Clayton, what's so funny is for a year, over a year now, I've been listening to them, and they haven't said one single thing. All they do is try to knock you down and try to talk a bunch of crap. So, you know, hey, people actually let you know just what they're all about. You don't have to see them or smell them anymore. Just listen to what comes out of their mouth, and you can tell whether they're full of crap or not. But I'd like to thank Two on Earth, Buck Paul, Henri, Tiscali Finale, and Coca-Cola for being here today, and I hope you bring your friends along and keep on listening, because the pot is just about ready to boil over, folks. And Clayton here has been the maestro, and I love him to death. I think all you do too out there. I mean, serious type of love too, type of love that you'd go to your grave for. So I just want to thank you all for listening every day and taking part of this conversation with us, because it's not any one of us that are going to do this job. It's not me that's going to run for president. It's you that's going to vote me in. It's you that's going to make it all happen. So I'm just one man, and Clayton's just one man, but at least we're standing up and saying what has to be said now. Clayton, I want to thank you once again very, very much for all you've done and all you're going to continue to do in this effort to secure our country for us again and to bring back our rights and our Constitution the way it used to be.
Well, our founding fathers gave us a gift of freedom. First time in almost 5,000 years, when we were set free and given the ability to govern ourselves. Consent of the governed. I have a film out about that with 15 constitutional scholars. And I have been trying to educate people for a long time. And it's an ongoing battle. You know, the people that have made a difference, are the people like us. Writers, thinkers, people that think, research, and put their information down and what they've learned down on paper. And that was Thomas Jefferson, that was Benjamin Franklin, and remember, Benjamin Franklin's paper was printed along with the Encyclopedia Britannica for 100 years on hemp paper.
Yes, indeed. Well, right speak and represent the best in life is all that we can do right now. And I applaud your every effort, Clayton. I stand behind you all the way.
Well, you know, folks, it's not just a matter of donations here. You can get, you can make a $20 donation to me and read one of my books tonight. You can go to Amazon and give some money to Amazon and give some money to Barnes & Noble and do all that. I'm in the channels to do that. This is my opportunity. This radio show and this YouTube video is my chance to speak to you directly. Now, I'm an old biker, folks, and I'll tell you what, if I go out somewhere to a nightclub and one of you little sniveling punks out there wants to come up and grab my lady's ass, you will find yourself in the hospital. You will, and I advocate the right of self-defense. I've never gone up and picked a fight with anybody, but I've sure ended a few.
Oh yeah. Well, we may be getting a few more here shortly, Clayton.
And
it's been a while since I knocked anybody down.
Well,
I got a feeling they're all going to start falling soon. We might not have to push very hard either.
Well, we shouldn't have to. This ain't a challenge here. You know, I've got some idiot on here pretending to be a biker. Oh, the HA is going to come after you. Yeah, send the HA after me. I got Sonny's phone number. You know, we'll call him up and see what he thinks about it.
Well, all these big talkers, there's a lot of big talkers around, and I'm not calling names or throwing anything at them yet, but I've been listening in on different blog talk radio channels and listening to what they've got to say. And I just want to let you know, Clayton, this Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be featured on the Freedomizer radio on Blog Talk Radio. I'd like you and Lynn to tune in and listen up. And I'm going to be giving them my spiel on the New Cure for Cancer, but also I'm going to be announcing my presidential run and taking callers that have questions concerning that. So this Friday night, 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Freedomizer Radio, I'll be on, and I'll be looking for you there. But I wanted to thank you once again today for putting me on your show and promoting me as a candidate for this fall's election.
Well, let me see if I can just recap quickly. You would stop the income tax. You would restore the constitutional money to the United States, would you not? By simply, all we got to do is close down the Federal Reserve and audit them and charge them with crime.
Yeah. All you got to do is do it right. Everything is being done wrong at the moment. Everything, from the highest offices in the land, they're all doing it wrong. Our judges are all corrupt. Our attorneys are all corrupt. Everybody can see it and knows what I'm talking about, even with the parking tickets. So if you want to change the way things are done, right here in your own small towns, to your big cities, vote with a write-in vote this November. Vote nationofchange.org for myself and Jesse Ventura. Vote this last time like you've never voted before, because if you don't, it's all going to be over shortly. That is, we'll have martial law declared, no more free elections, and this won't look like the same country never ever again.
You know what, David? I mean, I've told people for years and years that the Republican and Democratic parties are two wings of the same bird. That bird is a global vulture. The politicians, the government, and you, if you're in this system, you work for the banksters. They've done that since 1933.
Yep.
They own
they had Lick and killed, and they killed off Kennedy because both those guys wanted to clean up our policies here and make it work right. But, hey, they weren't here at the right time, and it wasn't the right place.
Now,
you and I are. This is the right time.
You folks have donated money to Ron Paul. You've donated millions of dollars to Ron Paul, and he's basically told you to take a hide. I'm sticking with the Republicans.
Yeah. Well,
he's told you to do that. Now, folks, if you donate to me or to David, where did all Ron Paul's money go? Where did Mitt Romney's money go? Where did Barack Obama's money go? It went to the New York Times. It went to ABC. It went to CNN, and they have been programming you guys to accept the idea, the concept that you need to pay on your house for 30 years. You need to do that. You need to pay on your house for 30 years. We're going to loan you money that doesn't exist to pay for pay $100,000 for a $20,000 home. And then we're going to pipe electricity into that. We're going to pipe all these phone systems into that. And we're going to collect from you, and the banks are going to collect from you for the next 30 years.
Well, and at the same time, Clay, that house is wearing out, and it's not going to be worth a pile of matchsticks when it's all paid for years from now. It's going to just be burnt to the ground or shoveled off, and a new house will be put up, and they'll do it all again. So that's the trouble. Financially speaking, we've all been ripped off all of our lives. And if I get into office this November, we're going to be turning back the clocks. We're going to be doing things different. and it's all going to get easy in a very short while. But
it might be. Just think about this, David. If all the Republicans and Democrats out there decided just on the spur of the moment to vote for none of the above,